Hello students. In the last class, we have been discussing about the parts of a plant. Okay, so that we have studied about stem and root. Today, we are going to learn about the other two parts of a plant known as flowers and leaves. You are very familiar with beautiful flowers and the leaves of these plants, isn't it? You have a wide variety of flowers and plants in your garden. These flowers are very beautiful for our eyes, and leaves are also very greeny in nature. Now, we can discuss about the different parts of a leaves and flowers in this chapter, and we can learn about how the food is produced in a leaf or in a plant. So now we can see what we are going to learn through this video. Through this video, first of all, we are going to understand the structure of a leaf. We are going to understand the structure of a leaf. Then we are going to learn about transpiration taking place in plants. And again, we are going to learn about photosynthesis. Okay, then we are going to learn about structure of a flower. So, this all we are going to look through this video. So first of all, we can learn about leaves. Leaves are flat green structures attached to the node of a stem. So yesterday we have studied about the stem and node. So it has been attached to the node of a stem, and the lobe to which the leaf is attached to the stem is known as petiole. Okay. And here you can see it is the structure of a leaf. The thin and flat white part of a leaf is known as lamina. Okay, this lamina is green in color. It is a thin flat part of the leaf that is known as lamina. And then you can see a thick line present in the middle of the leaf. Okay, you can see a thick line in the middle of the leaf. It is known as midrib. Okay, it is known as midrib. The thick line present in the middle of the leaf is known as midrib. Then thin lines branching from this midrib are known as vein. Okay, you can see some branchings from this. These are known as vein. And this arrangement of veins on the leaf is known as venation. Okay, this arrangement of veins on the leaf are known as venation. And there are two types of venation. Reticulated venation, in which the veins are arranged from the midrib. They are known as reticulated venation. And when these veins are arranged in a parallel way, we called it as parallel venation. So there are two types of venation, and these types of venation has been mainly seen in grass. Okay, this venation, reticulated venation, we have been seeing especially in grass. Now we can move to the process known as transpiration. Okay, this process always keep the plant cool during the summer season. Okay, in the process of transpiration, there will be the release of water. Transpiration is the process by which water vapor evaporate from the leaves and stems of the plant into the atmosphere. Okay, the water vapor from the plant leaves and stem has been evaporated or goes out to the atmosphere during transpiration process, and this is taking place by stomata. Transpiration takes by stomata, which is placed under the leaves. Under the leaves there is stomata, which is a opening, and transpiration takes place there. And now we can see food is the basic requirement for everyone. Food for human beings as well as for plants, we require food. So we can see that plants prepare food by themselves. Okay, plants always make food by themselves and make food by their own. This process of making food is known as photosynthesis. Okay, the process of making food by plants by them are known as photosynthesis. In this photosynthesis, the leaves of the plant use energy from the sunlight to convert the carbon dioxide from the air and the water absorbed from the soil into glucose. Here you can see the water is absorbed from the soil and carbon dioxide is got from the atmosphere, and when a sunlight is got, this water and carbon dioxide combines and glucose is produced. This glucose is the food prepared by leaves, and so this is the process of photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is the process and gives out oxygen. Okay, so this oxygen we always used for the respiration purpose. So photosynthesis is the process of making food by plants, and we get oxygen as a byproduct. And this photosynthesis taking place inside the leaves in tiny structures known as chloroplast. Okay, you can see the chloroplast inside the leaf. This photosynthesis is taking place inside the chloroplast. Okay, so chloroplast is a tiny structure. So since they are making the food, these chloroplasts are known as food factories of plant. So chloroplasts are known as food factory of a plant. So which is the food factory? Chloroplast. So what is the reason for the green color of a leaf? It is the pigment known as chlorophyll. Okay, so chlorophyll is the pigment which is responsible for the green color of leaves. This chlorophyll gives green color. Now pause the video and fill in the blanks by choosing the options. Okay, so there are 4 questions. Then pause the video and choose the correct answer from the options given and place there. Write it down in the note. Okay, now we can move to the other part of a plant. Which is the other part of the plant? Flower. Okay, we know that a flower is the very beautiful thing that we are likely to be seen in our garden and all. We always grow up many type of flowers. So now we can look at which are the parts of a flower. We only observe the beauty with different colors and different structures. Okay, we have been seeing different colors, different structures, and these are very attractive for everyone, isn't it? So now we can learn about the different parts of a flower. So the here it is a flower. The outer part of the flower is known as calyx. Okay, it consists of green leaf-like sepals. Okay, the outer part of the flower is known as calyx, and it consists of green leaf-like sepals. Okay, green colored sepals are there for outer part. Then the inner part of the flower is known as corolla. Okay, the inner part of the flower is known as corolla, and it comprises of the petals. Outer part there were sepals, inner petals. So that are the 2 parts of the flower, outside and inside. Okay, these petals attract pollinator towards flowers because they are very colorful and attractive. So petals attract the pollinators. In the flower there is a male part. The male part of the flower is known as stamen. Okay, you can see the image of stamen here. This is known as the male part of stamen. And for this stamen, you can see there is a this stamen consists of a stalk-like structure known as filament. Okay, each stamen have a stalk-like structures known as filament, and top of the filament there is two sacs containing pollen grains. Okay, at the top of the filament there is pollen sacs, and there are sacs are known as anther. Okay, that is known as anther. And the female part of a flower is known as pistil. Okay, this pistil is the innermost part of the flower. This pistil is the innermost part of the flower, and this pistil has three parts. They are stigma, style, and ovary. So, pistil is the female part of the flower, and it contains stigma, style, and ovary. These are the three parts of a pistil. Now we can look at what are the feature of this stigma, style, and ovary. This stigma is very sticky surface at the top of the pistil, and it will attract and hold the pollen. Then style is a tube-like structure that hold the stigma. Okay, then the style will lead to down to the ovary. Okay, in the ovary you can see some ovules are present. Okay, that is the structure of pistil. Okay, now what we have learned in the chapter? We have learned about leaves and flower, and we have learned about transpiration, photosynthesis, and different parts of flower we have been learned. The stalk by which leaf is attached to the stem is called the petiole. Okay, so we have learned about the leaf, and the stalk by which leaf is attached to the stem is known as petiole. The thin, flat, and wide part of a leaf is known as lamina. Okay, the thin, flat, and wide part of the leaf is known as lamina. Then we have learned about photosynthesis. Photosynthesis is the process by which the leaves of a plant use the energy from the sunlight to convert the carbon dioxide from air and the water absorbed from the soil into glucose. So, by combining carbon dioxide and the water from the soil, by absorbing sunlight, glucose is formed in the leaves. This process is known as photosynthesis. Next process is transpiration. Okay, transpiration is the process by which water vapor evaporates from leaves and stem of a plant into atmosphere. Okay, so transpiration is the process from which the water get out from the leaves and stem and plant get cooled. Then the part of a flower, the outer part of a flower is known as calyx. Okay, the outer part of a flower is known as calyx, and the inner part of the flower is known as corolla. Okay, calyx contains sepals and corolla contains petals. And the male part of a flower is known as stamen, and female part of the flower is known as pistil. Okay, and